Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. So, of course, part 2 of the Viper jet. So I want to get this finished now, so then I can continue on the Avanti. There are also it's also a winter project, we have to do some things on that. So, let's continue with this thing. I'll show you what we'll do now. So as you can see, this is very messy right now, but I don't really mind it, because this will get sanded down and redone anyways. So, the first thing to do now is to get this cut out. So, let's get that done with a knife. So guys, let's grab my knife here. Sitting a bit low, got the wrong chair with me. So, you just want to kind of lift it up here. So, you want to put over the edges the fiberglass. So, you can easily cut it with a razor, just using a standard razor. You kind of follow the outline. It should go fairly simple. I mean, depends how sharp the razor is. This one has been used quite a bit already. If you have a sharp razor, this should be no problem. I'm not worrying about doing this exactly, because we'll be covering this section here up anyways, because we want to make a gear door for the gear later on, so I don't really mind getting this 100%. I'll get it done up as close as possible. It won't be perfect. What you can do afterwards in scenarios like this is go with a file ahead at the end and just go over all of this with a very simple file. So yeah, so you can see, fairly simple process. Have to be careful you don't cut yourself in the fingers. Kind of having my hand away and always cutting away, so I find it easier if you lift the surface, because if you don't, it's kind of just wagging around there and it will be extremely annoying. So here you have it, all out. Goes right into the bin if I can find that. So yeah, so while you're there, next thing we'll be doing is check if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that all right. So right here we've got some wiggly spots in the surface still, and let's see, the hinge will address later. But like these wiggly spots here, I'll just wick some thin CA right into the joint, and then there won't be anything wiggly right there anymore. So you can still see that. Maybe I'll just go there. So this is the stuff that I have. It's not the stuff that I use usually, but that is what I have. Okay, and if you have jammed CA, another tip, just take a clamp this around. Usually works. That always works. And this one is almost empty already anyways. And then you have forgotten the tip stuck in there. So, I mean, purely for this reason, I usually keep all of my CA glue open at all time, because having to do this every single time could get quite frustrating over time. And I always have a clamp. I always use the same clamp for this, because they get kind of sticky, the clamps. So I'll be right back as soon as I got this out of the lid, so bear with me. So guys, I now got all this CA'd. It doesn't look nice, but it's a heck of a lot stronger now, and it's just about the CA, the thin CA, sickering into the fiberglass and the RX material, and it all bonding together again. So next thing I'll be doing now is this Kevlar hinge. So if you look exactly, if I overdo it, so right now it's closed, and if I overdo it, there starts to be a gap between these two, It basically creates this little bit of play. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not. Oh yeah, there you can see it. So yeah, basically either you want to take some, so this is how it's supposed to be and this is how it is. So basically you either want to take some very, very thin epoxy and pour that into there, or you can also take some thin CA. I mean, if it be only fiberglass, the top of the wing, you would want to use some epoxy, but since it's Arex that can soak full with CA, I'm gonna be using CA because it's nice and fast and it will work awesome. So let's do that now. So guys, as you can see now, I poured some thin CA. Just gotta be careful you don't actually get anything on the hinge, but this is now all sealed and looking good again. There's absolutely no slop on here. If I press down on this, that's exactly what we want. So we can lay this wing aside. This is done. And this wing here needs a bit more help. As you can see in the back here, this has to go down. And I think from the hinge, this hinge doesn't need any treatment. But we have to get this cut out, this filled. Before we do all of that, just have to put this edge here. It's only this edge that has to go down. And yeah, so basically right now, if you're flushing up with the top side, that's what I look at. It's this gap here, but if you press that down, that gap, that there won't be a gap there anymore. So yeah, so basically if you do this, you want to have an even gap. Obviously you don't, because this is, if you look straight at it, it's indented because didn't glue it quite straight, the top surface. But if this weren't to be indented, there would be even space. So that's what you're looking for, even space all around the place. So yeah, let's continue with this wing. So guys, got that all done. Just filled that in with some thick CA right there. Also cleans this up a lot more, and now this is nice. So yeah, I also got this cut. So next thing I'll be doing is I'll see how this works out here, but yeah, this is looking a bit uneven here, but anyways, next thing I'll be doing is pouring some thin CA in here. So yeah, this looks a lot better. So this joins up. So it's kind of hanging in like this, but we have to get it up like this. So yeah, pour some thin CA in there to get that looking like that. So let's do that now. So guys, I glued this with some thin CA. I kind of just did like spots, little ones. I did this big crack, this little spot there, little spot here, and the rest, since this is a fairly big crack, I want to fill with some 5-minute epoxy. That's why I sanded it a bit. So I'll be pouring some 5-minute epoxy in there, taping it off, turning it around so it will sit against the tape, and then tomorrow I'll take the tape off and this will be finished, this wing. So for paint or for getting it nice, smooth and flat. So get some 5-minute epoxy mixed up. Where do I have it? Right here. So mix up, then pour it in here, tape off, and yeah, then we're good to go. And then we'll just leave that sit. So yeah, let's do that now. So guys, I got this now covered. I'll flip it around so epoxy flows downward, so there will be a nice fillet. And then here I got the leading edge. It wasn't glued yet. I got it glued together now, and here taped in place. This is just so it doesn't go everywhere. So I'll now lay it on the ground to rest, and I think we can get the fuselage down on here. So let's do that now. So guys, for the fuselage, there's quite a bit to do in the front, so in the fuselage generally, so we have to get a new glass done up for the front here. Either we just order new ones or we make new ones. I think the back one will order new because that one's kind of beat up already. So I won't do that yet though. Something also that has to be done is this old mount. This is for the old tank, has to get ripped out. This is very stiff in there. I have no idea how I'll do that. We have to get the hole covered where the power box switch used to be. And we have to get the old battery holders all out of there, because these here crap and do not work properly, because as you can see these are on a wobbly surface and there's no way I'm doing proper aerobatics with this plane if these things are on a wobbly surface like that. So yeah, and this rib has to be re-glued in here, and this rib right there has to be re-glued. And I also want to go ahead and kind of lay a mat, fiberglass mat, another one in there, just to strengthen it up a little bit. So yeah, this plane had a bit of an oops already once, so you can see right here. To fix that, sorry for that, we put some carbon fiber in the back, so strengthen this part up a whole lot. So yeah, but the main focus of what I'll do now is I'll get the cracks here CA'd on the rudder. So that's the other thing that broke, is the rudder, but these cracks already were, these are just stress cracks that came over time, because this plane is only meant for maximum 100 Newton turbine, we have 140 in it. So my father already put some foam in there, insulation foam, yeah, but that is what it is. There's some cracks here, right there, one major crack right there, and just some stress cracks along there and there, and this is delaminated. Hopefully you can see it properly. Yeah, delaminated. So yeah, basically that kind of is what it is, and that has to get epoxied. This hole has to get done up. That's where the light used to be, but in reality the light is supposed to go in the tip here of the rudder. Yeah, this former up there we glued in again in the previous video. I'll CA it to the CA it to the skin there, so it's nice and strong again. The rudder will have full support again, and then I'll just go ahead and reinforce it up there with some fiberglass. So that's my plan for right now. And yeah, here's a shot of the carbon reinforcements we did. And yeah, both of these are fairly, yeah, this is loose to get that re-glued. But for now, I'll get to filling in some cracks once again. So guys, all the cracks are done up with CA. This red background with my lights is extremely hard to film. No idea if you can see that there's CA there, but there's CA on there. On there, you cannot pop that open anymore. That split, if I push here, you won't be able to open it anymore. Same here, no opening anymore. And you might see the CA there, done. And also in front here, this was split in half, and this is now strong again. So next thing I'll be doing, let me think. The crack, there's a crack here I missed. Okay, to do that, and I'll probably get the former glued up in there to the fiberglass with some CA. So yeah, let's do that now. So guys, I did that up, and the rudder is now fully stiff again. It's like you cannot move it anymore. I literally just seed all of this together, but my plan now is to take some just square stock and cut some out, take some CA, put it from there to there, to connect all of those points, up there to there, and one from there to there, just to connect it all, and then I'll fiberglass everything over that. So that's what I think we'll still manage to do that today before I go to sleep. So let's get to doing that now. So I'll first do my square stock. So guys, the next thing I would do is get this half glued back together on the rudder, but I don't have 90mm epoxy currently, so we cannot get this done yet. But instead of getting that done, I can use some 5mm epoxy, get this thing glued back in place right there, and install some on this rib right there. And yeah, so I would say let's get that done. It's still fairly late in the night, so the only thing, Wing took the tape off, worked out well. I have to get these cut out with the Dremel. We gotta get those out, those lights. And yeah, basically this is what happened. with one of them, so I'll see, I might reuse them, I might not. Depends if I can get them out fairly nice, but I probably won't, probably just get some new ones. But that's for later. So we have to get this hole here plugged to get this out. This canopy here. What do we have to do? Yeah, we have to get these parts out. These mounts out. I'll probably just do that with the heat gun and then take a razor and take that out. We have to get that part glued back in there. In the back. I don't know if you can see that well. Popsicle sticks installed. I want to use some carbon tape and take that and put it on the inside. Also around here, this area I want to put some carbon tape on there. Gotta fill this hole right here where the light used to be, and obviously do up this right there. So that's like a major thing to do, because when we have to do it, kind of get all the way in there, because there's like a rib right here going from here down to, let's see, down to about here. As you can see, that rib, it goes, let me feel, so it's right here, goes down all the way to here. So yeah, kind of somehow have to get some glue on there too. I have no idea how I'll do that yet, but to that as soon as I have 90-minute epoxy with me. So yeah, so first thing right now, I want to get this thing, I'll get glued back in place, and this strip right here. So let's get that done now. So guys, I got all of that epoxied in place right there, and I just put a spot of CA there and right there. That's the best way to keep that in place. And while I had that mixed up, I just got both of these re-glued, and these also are stuck in place with some CA, looking good. So one sec, let me flip the plane over. So next thing I'll be doing is I'll be mixing up some epoxy. Usually I do this with some carbon rovings, but I don't have carbon rovings, so I'll just create some fiberglass rovings. Basically take some thin fiberglass, dunk it in epoxy, and then go ahead and smear them all over these connector ribs and in down there along here, so that's all strong. So let's get epoxy and rovings cut. So let's do that now. So guys, I got my gloves on, I got my rovings ready right here, then one big patch I want to put in the back. I mixed up my thing in a cup, and then I put it in here so I can drench the rovings in here, and then I'll nicely spread them all around here. So let's do that now. So guys, it works great. It will be definitely very strong. So I've gotten a mat from there laid in there, and then these rovings from here across there, the same at the bottom and across like this and this. I mean, the way I did it, I don't have a brush right now, so I just dipped them in the epoxy and then kind of got them in here. It was very messy, I had to clean up a lot, so I would not recommend doing this without a brush. So I would recommend brushing out this first, then laying the non-wet fiberglass in, and then brushing over again, which is a lot smarter. So we'll also put some fiberglass up in there later on, but as soon as I have a brush. Now, since I have a lot of excess epoxy, clear excess epoxy, as you can see, I want to try to make these look good again, because these things are kind of just printed out on the dash panels, and this should have been in the cockpit video. We'll redo it. The only thing I'll be reusing are the dash panels, because they still look in good shape. But these are just some very low detail, very low quality paper cut printed things. I'll try to get them looking nice and glossy by putting some epoxy on them. I've seen this from the light server, from the RC Geek. So let's try to do this. So guys, this turned out absolutely amazing. Obviously the prints are still bleached out from the sun, but it looks a lot more realistic in comparison to this. It looks lame, and then this is looking awesome. Nice glare effect. So this took me about half an hour, this one small plate here, and very happy. I almost fell asleep. But I use this thing. I would recommend using a toothpick and having a Q-tip on handy, so you can put like excess that comes off away, but I'll probably be ending up repainting all of this anyway, so I don't really mind about the little things going on the side. But quite some work, and make sure to heat up your epoxy so there are no bubbles in it. So let's get that done, and then I'll go to sleep. So I'll do this, and yeah, I'll check in with you after that. So let's do that. So guys, both dashes are full of epoxy, so I'll let that dry till tomorrow, and then we'll see. And guys, something I want to do is I want to take some lightweight spackle and spackle down here. So I'll show you this. Just take some spackle on your finger, just take way too much, and just kind of go down here with that. So just go down in there. The excess you obviously just sand off on the next day. So kind of press that all in there. So very simple, as you can see. Usually you can do this with a gloved finger. Really mind, this is lightweight spackle. This doesn't really glue to your finger all too bad. And yeah, just kind of clean that up. So I'll do that everywhere, and yeah, probably show you everything tomorrow. So guys, this is all dry now. It is very messy, but it worked out awesome. The rudder is extremely stiff. I ended up having to put some tissues in here. You can still see some residue, because as you can see here, all of this started running down here from the piece of fiberglass that's up in there. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that. So basically the thing went on the carpet here, but that doesn't matter. This carpet is pretty much destroyed anyways already. So this is fully cured and got some 90mm epoxy. So today, at the end of the day, in the night, we can get this glued back together and then clamped together to make it cure. This turned out good. I'll put another layer over that right now, and then I'll sand it down as soon as we get to sanding this thing down. And yeah, one thing I want to do is, first of all, I got a piece of spackle in here. That's no drama. I think I'll paint this green anyways again, because this is the green in here just doesn't match, or I'll put a light in there. And on some pieces we did not quite get enough coverage, like on this bottom one right there. So you can see it shines, and this one doesn't really. There's just not enough epoxy in there. There were some other ones. I think this one too. And here it's this one, this one, and this one. So we'll get a little bit of epoxy mixed up and get this done, because we won't be needing this until in a few weeks, so we can just leave this aside. But that worked out awesome, and otherwise I have no idea what I can do today. So let's get that done for now, and then while doing that, I'll decide what we can do today. So let's do that. So guys, I've now gotten all of this stuff done. All of this stuff is done, which I wanted to redo, and I've gotten plenty of excess epoxy on me. So I'll just go ahead and get all of the ribs in the back section treated, because obviously we want to do something in the front section, so we cannot treat the front section. So we'll just do the back for now. But yeah, just because I have excess epoxy, I don't think I can do more than the back section anyway. So let's get that done now. So guys, next thing to do, we have to get this removed, the tank mount, the old one, these pieces removed so we can plug that hole, and these battery mounts removed, because I'm not flying full G's with this thing being floppy as hell. I'm scared this will rip out the sidewall. So yeah, we'll also reinforce this afterwards with fiberglass. And yeah, so I'll try with my heat gun to heat it up and then get rid of it. So let's get to doing this now. So guys, I'm very thankful my father only used 5-minute epoxy, because I'm not even 2 minutes in and this came off very easily. So first of all, I managed to get this glued from the base and had this small flat base still glued to that. But I just heated that up a bunch and then stick the flat screwdriver through the front, and it just came off. And I made the mistake of doing it like this. And I poked a nice little hole right there. As you can see it from the underside way better, right there. So we'll have to patch that, but there's some fiberglass coming like this in there anyway, so that doesn't matter all too much. So yeah, I'll keep this piece. This piece is non-usable anymore, so this here can get chucked in here. But this piece, this main wooden piece, we probably can use for a new tank again. Will probably be mounted like somewhere here, the new one. So yeah, we'll get one done from CM Jets or from Flight Composite Tech, fuel bag, so we'll see. So next thing to do is to get all of these here removed, so let's do that now. So guys, all 4 of those are out too. These were glued in a bit better. I got here this ripped up. If you look there exactly, you can see the cracks maybe. Or no, that isn't definitely not a crack, that is bad manufacturing. No worries. I did poke through here though. Right there, this little hole here. You can see there, and down here, and up here. So if you're in a situation where you're just rebuilding a plane that you have bought used, I would recommend doing this with a bigger screwdriver so you can go slower and more careful. I did it with a tiny one. And yeah, in my case, I really couldn't care less because I'm gonna sand all of this off anyways, and these small holes that I can fill up with some putty at the end of the day, I really couldn't care less about. So that's why these holes are happening to me. So last thing to do is get this off there. So this might be a bit more of a challenge because it's glued to another rib, but we'll get it done. So let's do that now. So guys, next thing I'll be doing is I'll just be popping out this front glass because I won't be reusing this anyways, and this has to come out. So let's do that now. So guys, front glass is out. I already have a plan how to redo this, but anyways, now we are gonna strengthen up this whole body everywhere. So what we'll do is we'll lay some fiberglass in the nose here, and there will be one sheet going in right here. So it's just going to be pure strengthening of this entire area here. So yeah, I'll also probably put some layups here, there, and yeah, that's the plan for strengthening this up. So yeah, let's get that done now. So guys, I got my pieces cut. So these 2 strips are going in the intakes, in right there, on this, on the other side too. The big piece right there is going across here. It's gonna about be the whole area there. Let's see. Let me think about this. This little piece is going in the back to get this hole covered. These 2 pieces are going here, in here, to make this less flimsy. These 2 pieces up there are going from here to up here against these formers, and then we've got 1 piece going across there, which will be that one. And I'll cut 1 more big piece that will go in here and across this whole area against the rib that broke here in the back. So yeah, I've gotten more than enough fiberglass still here for that. It's 60-ounce cloth just to strengthen things up. I hope I can get some carbon tape. It's currently in Vienna. You can almost not get it. It's hard to get it here. I have to maybe order it in America, all that stuff. It's very hard to get it around in Europe, so we'll see. I'd love to add some carbon tape across the ground here. I would love to do this with carbon tape, but I don't have any carbon tape, so we're doing it with fiberglass. So it just will add a bit of extra strength anyway. So yeah, I'll be mixing up some epoxy, and then let's get that done. So guys, all of the things I want to fiberglass, like this piece of fiberglass going from up there all the way to here, both sides on the duct I did. So I'll show you exactly what I did. So a big piece going in there, because this used to be very flexible. There's one gigantic piece, as you can see. It will stop there, going across here, covering up this hole. There are two pieces from here going here up on this part, both sides, and one from here to there across. And then this gigantic piece here, there on the other side the same. And then I just treated all of the formers. And then there's pieces now from here going up in here. Same thing on the other side. There's a piece going in around here on the back. And yeah, every former is treated. Took me about half an hour to do this. And all of this has to dry until tomorrow, obviously, but got no 90-minute epoxy. I found out this is only delaminated from the first strip and not from the second one. So easy fix. We'll just put some epoxy here. Then it's just going to be a case of taping / clamping all of this down to the former where it used to be. So let's get that done. So guys, all of this is taped in place nicely, and this is not going nowhere. So it has to stay like this until tomorrow. So yeah, basically can't do anything anymore today. Put all of the catches on, so we aren't going to get any deformation. Just something you should do when you put some fiberglass in the fuselage. So yeah, so the canopy will all still fit at the end of the day, but happy for now. This repair is going more straightforward than I thought, so very happy about this. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. So guys, all of this worked out fantastic. All nice and stiff now. I mean, you can see that there is some added fiberglass up on here, the wall there. This is nice and stiff now. I mean, I couldn't get this properly wet, so this here's still a bit floppy here, the fiberglass. I think I'll get that through this lid here, this opening done up. The other side, it's nice and on the wall, I can feel that. But here I just didn't get enough epoxy in to get that done. So probably still get that secure. But on this side around here, it's very stiff on this side, obviously, since that fiberglass isn't properly on yet. Isn't quite that stiff. So fuselage is pretty much finished. I'll go ahead and trim all of these pieces off. And yeah, I'll see what we'll do as soon as we've got these pieces trimmed off. So let's do that now. So guys, last thing to do before we get painting is right here. As you can see, this is delaminated. So the way we'll fix this is the exact same way we fixed it on the flaps. So let's get that done. So that came from flying, because that's on both sides exactly the same. So let's get that done now. We got now both sides perfectly fixed. You obviously can't still see it like this, but there's no movement anymore. So yeah, these are basically everything's finished for getting sanded down and done everything. So with that said, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button. And the next one will be, or I'll be starting, I think I'll get the fuselage done today maybe. Start getting this ready in primer. So we'll do that in the next one.